Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Virtual College Fair for all Virginia students, sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Counselors, and co-sponsored by StriveScan. My name's Josh, and I'll be facilitating the presentations this evening. We'll be hearing from 6 colleges and universities who will each give a presentation. I want to encourage you as we go to use the Q&A button that you can see on your screen. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions at any time of any of the presenters. So just click that, type your question, and we'll get your question answered. Keep in mind that your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists won't be able to see or hear you. The Q&A function is the only way for you to communicate with us. Also, I'd like to remind you that this is just one of many different sessions happening as part of this virtual college fair. So be sure to check out the full schedule and register for others at strivescan.com/Virginia. Also, this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week. At that same website, strivescan.com/Virginia. So if you want to revisit this presentation, or perhaps there's another college presenting at the same time that you're missing now, you can see their presentation later by watching it online. That is all of my announcements. So without any further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. Our first presentation tonight will be from Lynn University. Omar, take it away.
Thank you so much. Hi guys, how are you? And good evening. My name is Omar. I'm with the Office of Admission here at Lynn University. And to give you a quick overview of where we're located, we are an hour north of Miami. So if you're ever coming down to visit or coming down for Lynn once you've applied and been accepted, you can fly into the Miami airport, Fort Lauderdale, and of course, West Palm Beach. Boca Raton, Florida is one of the most magnificent cities in Florida. It is completely gorgeous, as you can see in the photo. Golf courses, campus is about 3.5 miles away from the beach. We consider ourselves a small independent university where diversity is truly the center of Lynn. We have been ranked the #1 most diverse university in the South of the United States, as we are home to students from nearly all 50 states and territories, and close to 100 different nationalities around the world. Now, you might be thinking, why should I be more focused on diversity now? Especially in times like COVID, where we can't study abroad, having all of these students from different backgrounds, different cultures, you can learn their customs, their languages. But then when the time does come, you're able to study abroad. We have programs in nearly all 6 major continents. So whether you want to go to Australia, Italy, the UK, Argentina, and much more, you can start your study abroad opportunity starting your 2nd semester of your freshman year. Now, what sets Lynn apart aside from diversity is our offerings and our dialogues. Traditional schools will typically allow you to do your gen eds, your foundations the first 2 years, and then your major the last 2 years. At Lynn, we've scrapped that model for a number of years, and we now allow you to start your major starting your freshman year. This enables you to dive right into your passion, whether that may be professional piloting, international business, animation, music, and much more. You're going to find all of it at Lynn. If you are ready to join the workforce early, or if you're ready to go on to grad school early, you can always do our 3-year accelerated bachelor's, in which you'll be taking an extra class every semester and a class in the summer. You still have a 6-week break between each year, which will enable you to get a little bit time to relax and unwind. When it comes to the heart of campus, we always like to highlight our university center. The Christine E. Lynn University Center is truly the hub of campus, where you'll find our dining, our clubs and organizations, the Center for Study Abroad, Student Affairs, and much more. Keep in mind that this building is less than a year old, and it is as big as the White House. So it is massive. Now, outside of the University Center, you're gonna find plenty of events, but the one thing that students love within the University Center is our food. You're gonna notice that this is the type of food that we're serving on campus. We have unlimited dining. It's the only option that we have. So our students go crazy when it comes to our food. Outside of the university center, you're going to notice that we have plenty of events. Those events ranges from our Conservatory of Music to our drama productions, our own student curated fashion show, our Founders Day, and much more. Now, if you're into sports like myself, you're going to be happy to know that Lynn is an NCAA D2 in 19 different sports. So whether you want to be a part of the team or you want to be cheering them, or even if you just want to do intramurals, the full list of sports can be found on our website. Now, the last bit that I like to talk about is when you go to a university, you really want to have a good time, you want the right academics, but what about the outcomes? There's a big stereotype, especially for Southern Florida, that you are coming down because your grandparents live here, or it's because you're coming down for spring break. And I like to shatter this stereotype. As you will see, the following companies are all within an hour drive of Lynn, and these are their headquarters down here. This is where our students have interned and are currently working, and much more. These are Fortune 500. Of course, I wasn't able to squeeze in the Fortune 1000, Fortune 5000, smaller businesses, and of course, our entrepreneurs. Now, if all of this sounds good to you and you would like to get started on the application process, you can always apply at lynn.edu/apply, or you can do it on the Common App. Keep in mind that Lynn has been test optional for a number of years. So if you have already taken the SAT or the ACT, kudos to you. Go ahead and submit it if it represents you well. If you don't have the opportunity or you have taken it but you don't believe that it truly reflects who you are, no worries, you can submit your documents without it. Now, the last thing that I'd like to remind everybody is we are offering virtual visits and we are offering visits on campus. If you're deciding to come on campus, you can always go to lynn.edu/visit and make sure when you're coming onto campus to bring your mask and to bring no more than 2 guests. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to drop them in the Q&A, or you can always go on our website. You're gonna find my face and you could shoot me an email. Otherwise, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Omar. And next we will hear from Joe from the University of Arizona.
Thank you so much, Josh, for the nice welcome. My name is Joe Elliott. I'm the Associate Director of National Recruitment with the University of Arizona. I'm a regionally based employee with Arizona, so I live up in New Jersey, but I do work with students throughout the entire Mid-Atlantic region. What we're looking at here is where is Arizona and where is Tucson? So Tucson is about 2 hours south of Phoenix, 1 hour north of the US-Mexican border. The second largest city in the state of Arizona, and there is a lot to see and do. But before we get into that, I really wanted to show you where students come from. So a lot of them do come from the West Coast, so we are a West Coast school. We get plenty of kids from the Midwest, and we get plenty of kids from the East Coast. So New Jersey wraps out like our top 10, but Virginia is number 14th in terms of where students are coming from on the East Coast. And really, Virginia North is really where we're gonna see most of our kids that are gonna come to the University of Arizona from the East Coast. Overall, it's about 60% of the students come from the state of Arizona, 40% are gonna come from the rest of the country, so all 50 states, and about 140 countries are represented at the University of Arizona. We're a relatively large size school. Our total attendance is about 45,918. We are the only land grant university in the state. And while we are a big school, our undergraduate population is a little bit smaller. It's about 35,000 undergraduate students. And of those 35,000 undergraduate students, we typically bring in about 7,500 students each year. And of those 7,500 students, about 85% return for a second year, which is a great number to really think about overall, because it means we're doing a good job of really engaging students throughout the year. So what's Tucson famous for? Part of it is the mountains, part of it is the weather. The average temperature during the school year in Tucson, Arizona is about 85 degrees. We average about 320 days of sunshine. So thinking about what's the weather in the Mid-Atlantic in January and February, that's not something anybody would ever think about if you're going to school in Tucson, because it's nice and it's beautiful. What's also great about it is there's tons to do outside. So we're famous for our mountain landscapes. This is Mount Lemmon. It's the tallest point in southern Arizona. It's about 9,600 feet above sea level, where there's tons of mountain biking, hiking trails. There's even a ski resort. But what I love most about Tucson is the food. The food by far is some of the best food that you'll ever experience. And to prove that point, the United Nations designated us as a world city of gastronomy, which means out of all the cities in the entire country, we have this designation that says our Mexican food is some of the best in the entire country. Our campus is about 1 square mile, so it takes about 20 minutes to get from one side of the campus to the other, and everything and anything you need, you could really find on this campus. We have over 23 dorms, we have over 55 restaurants on our campus, and what you'll really notice is it's flat, so it's just easy to get around. So you have that nice weather, you got a nice bike, and you can easily get in and around campus or even down to the downtown corridor, which is less than 2 miles away, where you can find some of those great restaurants, a lot of great music, and a lot of off-campus apartments at a very affordable rate. And our students have plenty to study. We offer 250 degrees for all of our undergraduate and graduate students, and we have about 20 colleges on campus. So thinking about our original college, it was the College of Agriculture and Life Science. That's the first college that we had, and it only had 30 students in it. So we've obviously grown in both our size of our students, the campus, and what we offer. First year students, about 35% go into a STEM-based program. So they're typically going into engineering, science, but what we're most well known for is going to always be our medical programs. So we're one of the only schools in the country that have 2 medical hospitals associated with the university. One is on our campus and one is in downtown Phoenix. Our alumni talk about the opportunities that they get both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. A lot of the opportunities in and out are really based in internships, study abroad, and research. So we are a member of the Association of American Universities, which is, we are one of 63 private or public schools in the United States or North America, part of this. So MIT, Harvard, Princeton, Yale, all make up AAU. What does this mean? This means we do a tremendous amount of research for all of our students. On an average, the University of Arizona does about $687 million worth of research a year, which ranks us 35th in the entire country for a public or private university. We also talk about the student experience. So I mentioned earlier, 85% of our first year students return for a second year, and we do that through a variety of support systems. The SALT Center, which is the Strategic Alternate Learning Technique Center, is a program for students that just need a little extra coaching in their first year at Arizona. They get access to a learning specialist that they can meet with up to 30 minutes per week, every week, and they have access to some of our certified tutors. If you're not in the SALT program, we have something called a think tank. That's all of our free and fee-based tutoring. The student experience is probably one of the most important aspects of the University of Arizona to help ensure that you're successful from the very first day you step foot on campus. We have 23 dorms on campus. They vary in shape and size. There's singles, doubles, triples, and they're spread out throughout our campus. They also all have air conditioning. While we don't require students to live on campus, we also do not guarantee housing for any of our students, but we just say if you want to live on campus, you just have to pay a $150 non-refundable deposit by May 1st of your senior year. We have over 600 clubs on campus. We are a Division I school in the Pac-12. We have one of the largest student sections in the Pac-12, and it's been consistently ranked as one of the most rowdiest in the entire Pac-12. When you're thinking about the application, there's the Common App, the Coalition app, and then our application. There are no high school transcripts to be sent. You'll just self-report all your coursework. You don't need SATs or ACT scores because we are test optional. There's no personal statement, and there's a personal statement is optional, and no letters of recommendation are needed. We are a rolling admission school, so our decision is done within 2 to 4 weeks. These are the 16 courses that we look at to review you for eligibility. If you have a 3.0 or better in all of these courses, you will be assured admissions to the University of Arizona. This is our tuition plan, which is based off of a 6-semester core unweighted GPA. So if you have that 3.50 unweighted core GPA, you're going to get $12,500 per year for up to 4 years. And we have plenty of opportunities for you to learn more about the University of Arizona by just going to arizona.edu/visit, where you can do a virtual tour or any of our info sessions. And then that's my info. And I think I'm out of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joe. And next we have Grace from the University of Cincinnati.
Good evening and welcome everyone. My name is Grace Franciscelli. I'm the Regional Enrollment Manager for the University of Cincinnati, and I work with all the students from Virginia. I'm actually located in Alexandria, Virginia myself. Before I tell you a little bit about the university, I definitely want to touch on the city of Cincinnati. We get to call this very unique and special place home, along with over 2 million residents. Our campus is located just a couple minutes from the center of downtown Cincinnati, so it's a very urban location. However, our campus is more traditional, so everything is contained, classes aren't spread throughout the city, there aren't major roads that run through campus. It is a traditional campus next to a big city. The city of Cincinnati is rich in culture and history, diversity. It's got vibrant performing arts. It's home to many athletic teams like the Bengals, the Reds, and of course, UC's Division I athletic program. Most people might not know, but 400 of the Fortune 500 companies are actually have a presence in Cincinnati, with about a dozen headquartered there. So per capita, that puts us in the ranks with places like New York, Chicago, San Francisco, and such. The University of Cincinnati is a large public Tier 1 research institution. We've got over 46,000 total students. On our main campus, which is the one we're going to be focusing on today, we have an undergraduate population of just about 27,500 students. 21% of those students are coming from out of state. Some of those top states include Kentucky and Indiana, Chicago, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, DC, North Carolina, Georgia, just to name a few. An interesting fact about the University of Cincinnati, we were actually the birthplace of co-op education. So we started co-op education. How that works is every other semester for certain programs, a student is placed in co-op. That means you're working full-time for a company, earning a salary, and you're not paying tuition or taking classes. This starts second semester of your sophomore year, and you just alternate every other semester, class co-op, until you graduate with 4 years of school and tuition and about a year of full-time work experience. On average, our co-op students are making about $10,300 per rotation. Even if your program does not require the co-op experience, we have a 100% participation in experience-based learning. So that can be research, studying abroad, internships, clinicals, and performing arts. The University of Cincinnati has over 350 different programs. I don't have time to sit here and go through them all, but I do want to touch on a couple of our unique programs. We do have a category of music, including a musical theater major. It is one of the top musical theater programs in the country. And we don't have, there is not a Broadway show that runs without UC's influence on it, whether that be performance, stage, sound, lighting, etc. Our conservatory programs do require an audition, and we are part of Unifieds. The programs that require co-op are programs within our College of Engineering and Applied Science. We do have aerospace engineering. Neil Armstrong was a professor at UC. We also have mechanical, civil, and biomedical, to name a few. Our programs within our College of Design, Architecture, Art, and Planning also require that co-op experience, and we do have programs like industrial design, fashion design, interior design. Our Lindner College of Business, which has a brand new building that opened last fall, has an option to co-op or just the traditional internship. Over 85% of our students in our College of Business do choose to co-op. And another thing I'll note about co-op is we have a 99% placement rate at the time of graduation if a student decides to co-op. We also have a unique program called our Medical Sciences major. This major is actually a bachelor's degree housed within our College of Medicine. It is for students who are interested in going into research, studying medicine, veterinary medicine. Students are mentored by both a faculty member and a student within the College of Medicine, and you're actually taking 2 years of your classes on our medical campus, which is within walking distance of the main campus. We also have direct entry into our nursing program. In fact, we have direct entry into all of our programs. So if you want to apply to us, you need to fill out the common application. Before you hit submit, it will ask you to choose your top 3 majors. Now, if you're unsure of what you want to study, but you think you want to apply to the University of Cincinnati, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to discuss the undecided tracks with you. We also have a $50 application fee or accept the NACAC fee waiver. Of course, we need your transcript, a letter of recommendation, and this year we are test optional. So for fall 2021 and fall 2022, we are test optional. If you are wanting to apply to a program within our Conservatory of Music, we strongly encourage you to do so before November 15th. This will ensure you can submit your pre-screening and register for that audition. For scholarships and our competitive programs, please apply before December 1st, and we have automatic consideration for those scholarships if you apply to us before December 1st. Also, if you apply to us before December 1st, we will release your admission decision on our Cincinnati Decision Day, which is February 5th. There's my contact information. Feel free to take a screenshot or drop any of your questions in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Grace. Our next presenter is the Bridgewater College.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us and to learn about Bridgewater and see if Bridgewater might be the right fit for you. My name is Jared Smith. I'm the Director of Admissions, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have as we go through the presentation. Bridgewater has experienced a enrollment growth for over the past 17 years or so. When I was a freshman in the fall of 1999, enrollment was around 1,100 students. This fall we opened up, you can see there, with just over 1,500 undergrads, and we have a grad school population with us as well, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next slide when we get to academics. We do have growth aspirations. We'd like to be about 2,000 students and have a projection plan to get us there. We feel like 2,000 students allows us to be a little bit more impactful for our students, but also allows us to remain in a close-knit community that we are. With an undergraduate enrollment of about 1,500, your average class size is 21. I had a senior seminar class that I was one of 4 students in. So you're really going to get to know your professors and work with your professors throughout your career with us on campus. So what that means is the end of your 4 years, going into your senior year, when it's time to apply for grad school or a time to apply for a job, you're able to go to a professor and talk with them and work with them and ask them for a letter of recommendation for you. And they're able to talk to you about that process, but then also that letter of recommendation talks about you as a person and what your strengths are, not just a standard form letter that a professor might fill in your name and some generic information, but they're really going to know you because they've worked with you for 4 years on campus. So we talked about some enrollment and student body growth. We've also had some academic growth over the past 20 years or so. Recently, we've added 4 graduate school programs to our campus. And we're going to continue to grow and add grad school programs, but we're not going to add an MBA program. The world of higher ed doesn't need an MBA program. There's plenty of other schools out there doing that. We're going to look to add grad school programs that are being impactful for our students. So we're doing things very intentionally. 4 years ago, we started our Masters of Science in Athletic Training, and our hand was sort of forced with that. The National Accrediting Body of Athletic Training it has come out and said that in I think it's year 2022 that they're going to require a master's program or master's degree to be a certified athletic training. Well, our undergraduate program had 100% placement rate into careers and into grad school and had a 99% pass rate on an athletic training national exam. So it was a natural progression for us to do athletic training. The following year, we rolled out a Master's of Arts in Digital Media Strategy. And then this past year, this past summer, we welcomed 2 new cohorts, one in the human resource management and one in psychology, mental health professions. As I mentioned, we're going to look to add programs over the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. But it's going to be intentional and taking things that we're doing very well at the undergraduate level and adding a grad school program to it. All 4 of these grad programs have a 5-year component to them. So students in 5 years will complete a master or bachelor's degree and a master's degree. This past spring, literally 1 week before the pandemic hit and shut us down, we opened up the John Kenny for Learning Commons. And this project took our traditional library and transformed it into a one-stop learning shop for our students. It was a 4-year project. We did 2 years of research and development and looked at the programs offered within the library and what other programs were offered across campus. We took field trips, literally as part of the team that we went to different colleges and universities and looked at their libraries, different municipalities and looked at those libraries and looked and said, what does a modern library look like and feel like? And after fundraising $13 million, this project was fully funded through philanthropy. We opened up the doors to the John Kenny for Learning Commons. And as I said, it's a one-stop shop for our students and their academic needs. Has all of our traditional library services in it, plus research, and then academic support services there as well. It also has the Smitty's Cafe and a great view. This portion of the campus here, this portion of the building overlooks our campus mall. And here as the weeks go on and the leaves start to turn, you'll be able to see the colors of the leaves pop, which we're really looking forward to. So your experience is not only going to happen inside the classroom with your academics and your professors, it's going to happen outside. And I would argue that half your education will happen outside of the classroom. We are Division III for athletics. We're part of the ODAC, the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. About 30% of our student body participates in a varsity level NCAA sport for us. We have more than 60 different clubs and organizations, different social groups, intellectual groups, religious and ethnic groups, and then a robust campus recreation opportunities for students as well. Bridgewater is a private school, so usually when we say that, everyone sort of goes, oh no, you're expensive. And in comparison to our state schools, we do carry a larger price tag, but we're very aware of students' need and situations. So merit scholarships, every student that applies and is admitted receives a merit scholarship somewhere in that range of $21,000 to $30,000. Virginia residents will receive the VTAG grant. It's a grant awarded by the state of Virginia to students from Virginia who attend a Virginia private college or university. That grant's estimated this year at $3,400. And then the third type of aid you may qualify for is federal aid. Today is October 1st. The FAFSA opened up today, so hopefully you are working on that as well. And then my last slide is the admissions process. We try to make this as easy as possible. So you can apply to Bridgewater through our website, bridgewater.edu, or you can submit the Common App. We are test optional for students. We have a rolling admissions process, and then we have an early action deadline of November 15th. If a student applies early action and submits their test scores, transcripts, and their FAFSA by then, by December 1st, we're guaranteeing an admissions decision, scholarship award, and a full financial aid package. That's all my time. I appreciate you coming out tonight. Look forward to talking with you.
Thank you so much, Jarrett. Coming up next, we have Richard Bland College.
Alrighty, thank you, Josh, and thank you everyone for coming on and hearing about Richard Bland College and all these other great schools. We are Virginia's only 2-year residential junior college, located just about 30-40 minutes south of Richmond, Virginia, just outside of Petersburg in rural Prince George County. We're near a bunch of cool stuff, as you can see on the map there, a pretty central location. You can get to the beach pretty quickly, as well as the mountains, or you can just continue to check out the forests that we have on our campus. We pride ourselves in what's known as our exceptional student experience, and we'll go over some of the different resources we have available for our students on campus. We are a 2-year junior college, meaning that we offer associate's degrees. We'll dive into those a little bit, but we partner those with guaranteed transfer agreements with all of Virginia's public institutions and most privates. The big exception going to be Virginia Military Institution. And we have a beautiful 750-acre campus that we'll get the chance to explore just a little bit here today. By the numbers, give you an idea about what our campus looks like and the fellow types of students that are on our campus. Like most institutions, we are 60% female. We have about 1/3 of our students are first-generation college students. Our class size, we like to keep very, very small. Average class size is around 20 students or so. The majority of our classes have less than 20 students in them. And we also have a fairly diverse campus. We are a majority minority population now on campus, and that's a shift from the past 3 years or so. I mentioned our 2-year associate's degrees that we have in place. So these bachelor's degrees that you've been hearing about, those are 120 credits worth of work. Our associate's degrees are 60 credits worth of work. So half of that bachelor's degree right there. And that's going to be focused on your general educations, math, lab science, social science, English, those 100 and 200 level classes that you'll need to take no matter where you go and what you major in. After your 2 years with us, depending on the grades you get and the classes that you took, you will qualify for guaranteed admissions at any number of institutions throughout the state of Virginia. It's a very seamless transfer, no questions asked, and you pop right in with junior status. We get asked about majors a lot. Do you offer this? Do you offer that? Rule of thumb and what we tell students is if it's offered in the state of Virginia, we can get you there, and we can get you there with junior status. Along the way, you'll have a learner mentor assigned to you, which is really going to be your right hand while you are here on campus. It's really your campus counselor, your college counselor from right away. From day one, you're going to meet with that learner mentor, talk about what you're interested in studying, where you're potentially interested in transferring to, and they're going to help you to make sure that you are taking classes that are going to apply towards all of those career and transfer goals. Our professors are required to submit grades and attendance weekly, and our learner mentors then track that. So if they notice you're falling behind in something, they're going to provide you with all those resources necessary to hopefully get back on track to reaching those goals that you all talked about earlier. Campus, I mentioned earlier, 750 acres. We are still fairly compact. You're not going to have to run around anywhere to get in between classes. All of our classes are going to be taught in buildings 5, 6, 4, and 7 over here, and our dormitories are buildings 1 and 2. We'll get the chance to check those out in a second. Our dormitories are what really set us apart from the community college system in Virginia. They have these associate's degrees and a lot of the same transfer agreements that we have, but the ability to live on campus is really what sets us apart. Our dormitories on campus are they're suite style apartments. I'm trying to get this to load right here for you. I run into a little bit of difficulty, sorry. I'll just try to paint a picture with my words then. Suite style apartments with 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, a kitchen, a washer, dryer, all within that suite. That 4-bedroom suite right now, we only have 4 people in each suite, so each student has their own bedroom.
Kyle, we've lost your audio.
Test, that little better, Josh, sorry about that, thank you.
No, you're back.
Sorry about that, everyone. So I was just talking about our dormitories. I really think they are some of the best in the state of Virginia, if not the best. That suite style, apartment style right there for your freshmen. Oh no. I'll talk about some of our academic standards while my PowerPoint fights me right here. What it takes to get in and what we look for our freshmen coming out of high school. We require either a advanced or a standard diploma from the state of Virginia. Unfortunately, we cannot work with any sort of modified diplomas. In addition to that diploma, we are completely test optional. With that test, oh, looks like we're back. I was talking about these academic standards, what we look for coming out of high school. That standard or advanced diploma, we are test optional. So all we require is an application. Our application we're on Common App as well as our website. We have our own application at rbc.edu. Once you submit your application and your high school transcript, we are rolling admissions. So you will hear back from our office within the next 2 weeks to a month, depending on the time of year. Our baseline GPA, or preferred GPA that we work for coming out of high school is a 2.5 GPA. Our absolute drop dead that we can work with is a 2.0. Students that are between that 2.0 and 2.5, we really encourage them to start submitting some of these optional things so we can help you build your profile and get to know you beyond the high school transcript. That's when things like your test scores, letters of recommendation, essays, and personal statements are really going to go a long way to help us put context to you as a student. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit and talk about price. We are one of the more cost-efficient residential institutions in the state of Virginia. Whole kit and caboodle, our sticker price for the entire year is around $18,000 for our residential students. For our commuter students, we're around $8,000. For our residential students, that's about $5,000 less than your Virginia average, and for about $15,000 less for our for our commuter students. Only 77% 77% of our students do not pay sticker price, meaning there's a huge percentage of students that are receiving some sort of financial aid and assistance. You can explore our website, rbc.edu, to see these scholarship options, as well as stay in contact with us. You can follow us on all the different social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. My time's up. They're giving me the light. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, everyone. Please explore our website, rbc.edu, if you have any more questions.
Thank you very much, Kyle. And our last presenter this evening will be Sarah from Radford University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Wambe. I am the Director of Admissions here at Radford University, Carilion. All right. We were founded in 1911 as the Lewis Gale School of Nursing. Radford University Carilion has been educating healthcare professionals in the Roanoke Valley for over 100 years. We are Virginia's first hospital-affiliated college, and we are the top producer of health profession graduates in Southwest Virginia and top 10 for the Commonwealth. Our total student population is just under 1,100 students. Here, students are provided rigorous real-world learning environment at one of the most forward-thinking academic health centers in the nation. Radford University and Carilion Clinic have created a private-public partnership that gives students access to state-of-the-art facilities, access to practicing clinicians, and we offer clinical opportunities all within our campus facility. RUC, as we're affectionately known, is located in Roanoke, Virginia, a city of 100,000. We're framed by the mountains of Virginia's Blue Ridge. The area offers over 600 miles of trails for those looking for outdoor adventure. Within walking distance of campus, students can find a lively downtown with museums, restaurants, shopping, and nightlife. Campus is located inside of Carilion Community Hospital in the heart of downtown Roanoke, at the beginning of the Health Sciences and Technology Innovation Corridor, which includes the Fralin Biomedical Research Institute and the Ramp Regional Accelerator. The city of Roanoke provides ample opportunities for nightlife, arts, music, and recreational activities. So we offer everything from associate's programs all the way to doctoral on our campus, but I'm going to focus today on some of our most popular majors and those with some really outstanding outcomes. First and foremost, our Occupational Therapy Assistant program is one of the oldest programs in the state and offers 100% career placement. Next, in our bachelor's programs, we have our Biomedical Science program, which prepares students for professional schools like medical, dental, or veterinary school. It offers 2 semesters of cadaver-based human gross anatomy, and if you're interested in pursuing a physician's assistant program, we offer 7 guaranteed interview spots for RUC graduates. Our Emergency Services program is one of 13 in the nation, and it gives students the opportunity for over 1,000 hours of patient care experience. We offer 100% career placement. Our Medical Lab Science program offers clinical rotations in a Level 1 trauma center. Graduates of this program pursue jobs in immunology, test development, and clinical consulting. Our most popular program by far is our nursing program. We offer 3 paths to the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. First, we have our traditional 4-year program, which is a direct admit program. We also offer the fully online RN to BSN program for any student who already has passed their NCLEX and is a registered nurse. Lastly, we offer an accelerated nursing program, which is a 16-month intensive program for students who've already completed their bachelor's degree in another subject and are looking to receive their bachelor's in nursing. All of these programs offer over 550 hours of clinical experience and 100% job placement. Lastly, I want to talk to you a little bit about our respiratory therapy program. It's a blend of classroom, laboratory, and clinical experiences using modern equipment and simulation labs. Graduates work in acute care facilities, sleep labs, home health, and with COVID patients. This program also offers 100% career placement. All of our admissions is direct admit. So when you apply directly to the program. At this point in time, we do not offer an undecided option. For students who are still trying to figure out what they want to do, we do recommend them applying under the health sciences, which is our more general program. Our admissions into any of the programs, there is a variety of GPAs, and it varies depending on the program. Our biomedical science program has the highest GPA for admission, which is a 3.0. Most programs are closer to a 2.5. At this point in time, the SAT and ACT is waived. For students, we just need your high school transcripts, your AP or IB scores if you have them. And I do like to note with our occupational therapy program, there is a supplemental packet involved. Students who come to Radford University Carilion, they come for a variety of reasons. High quality education, top faculty, small class sizes, state-of-the-art labs. But what they also find is a rich culture, active lifestyle, and people passionate about what they love to do, whether it's in the operating room or on the Appalachian Trail. Our clubs and organizations include the American Medical Student Association and Student Nursing Organization. Housing is not required for Radford University Carilion students, but we do offer luxurious apartments at the historic Patrick Henry Building, a newly remodeled Art Deco style facility across the street from campus. You have available to you in the dormitories everything from your own gym, on-site mail, and private food vendors on the ground level. We are currently accepting applications for both spring and fall semesters. You're welcome to go to radford.edu/apply and click on that RUC logo to get yourself started today. It is a free application. And lastly, we are offering both virtual and limited on-campus visits. So if you'd like to come see the unique and state-of-the-art facility for yourself, I recommend you going to radford.edu/visit-RUC and finding a time and date and a program that works for you. If you have any questions about Radford or about our financial aid, you're welcome to take a screenshot of this and contact us at any time you like. Thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And that concludes the presentations this evening. I want to thank you all very much for joining us. Let you know that when you close your window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd really appreciate the feedback if you can provide it. Also, as I mentioned before, this is just one of many sessions that are being hosted as part of this College Fair series, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at strivescan.com/Virginia. Also, in a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings, again, at strivescan.com/Virginia. Thank you so much to all of our presenters, and thank you to the students, counselors, and parents for attending this evening. Hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you all sometime soon.